It's your boy Conservis34. And random fact, did you know that there were 188 more strikeouts in Major League Baseball last year than there were hits? That's right. For the first time ever in MLB history, there were more strikeouts than there were actually hits overall in a single season. You know, baseball's problem is not about how long the games are. It's a problem of no activity. There's no highlight reel material when there's more strikeouts than there are hits. You know, that's the issue. People didn't strike out. It was shunned upon to strike out back in the day. And now everyone is striking out. That's why games are so slow and so boring. Because nothing is happening. People don't hit to the opposite field. They don't bunt. They don't steal bases anymore. And that's what should be changed about baseball. But that's another subject for another day. But you know who is swinging and missing right now? Those who are trying to complain about the Dave Matthews Band set list 2 shows into the summer tour / North American tour / it's really spring, but we call it the summer tour anyway right now. So we're going to get into 5 ways you can complain the right way about the Dave Matthews Band set list, okay? I'm somewhere in the middle. I have things I would love to change about the band's playing and their set list, but I also am someone that understands, look, they are freaking Michael Jordan back when he played for the Washington Wizards. Sure, he can put up 15 to 20 a game, but you're not getting 30 points per game average by this Dave Matthews Band. They were past their prime, they're in their certain flow and ways, and they are a veteran player playing less than what they used to play. They're a wide receiver who's being moved inside instead of being on the outside lining up. Okay, this wide receiver has to block more. He's a hockey player who's on the 3rd line or the 4th line, not on the 1st line like he used to be. They're going to have him for veteran experience to teach the younger kids how to play, but he's not a 1st line player anymore. Okay, be realistic about this band, whether you like everything or whether you're someone who wants to critique everything. So we're going to give you 5 ways you can complain about the band correctly. Okay, folks. Number 1, wait till they play a predictable cookie cutter set night 1 in Camden. That's right. Why are people mad at the fact that they are playing certain sets that are pretty generic in Pensacola, Florida, folks? In Jacksonville, Florida, folks. These are not DMB hotbeds where people run around with fire dancers, go camping, and you see all these people with DMB shirts on playing, ants marching left and right. No, these are regions of the country where football is king, and there's warm weather, and country music is more popular, or rock music overall, not DMB, but regular rock music, even though it doesn't really exist anymore. Classic rock is more popular than DMB is, and hip-hop too, but that's a different genre and a different base of people that go to shows. So DMB is not king in the Deep South. That's why they have to play these deep sets. But when you can start complaining is when they get to night 1 in Camden. They're going to be in the heart of DMB country, which is the mid-Atlantic / Northeast. No offense to Charlottesville, that's where the heart of DMB is. There's more fans per capita in Saratoga Springs, New York than there are in Charlottesville, Virginia. So when they get to Camden night 1, okay, just across the river from Philadelphia, and they play that generic set list, that is when you can start complaining. Oh man, why did we pay for this show? Why are they playing Shake Me Like a Monkey to close this out? You can complain about that in Camden, okay? Be patient, folks. They're going to be all through the South, okay? They're going to play to those bases in the South, but when they have the hardcore fan base Camden night 1, that's when you can start complaining. So just be patient. We'll get there. Number 2, don't claim that the band is playing predictable set lists like it's something new. The band has always played predictable set lists. If you look at the 2000 tour, a bunch of songs were played 40 plus times. If you look at some of the 3-night stands in Hartford, Connecticut at the turn of the century, busted stuff was played a bunch of times, 2 out of 3 nights. Certain songs were played all 3 nights. Look at the Stone from the year the Live Tracks 3 came out. That was played twice in a 3-night span. That means if you went to all 3 nights of Dave Matthews Band shows in Hartford, Connecticut, you got the Stone repeated twice. Now, yes, who's going to complain about the Stone being repeated twice? Nobody. But the point is, you got to repeat. So all these people saying, oh, I can't believe they repeat songs back-to-back nights now. That's always been the case. The band has always played predictable sets. They've never played more than 75% of their catalog going back to 1993. That's right. They've had, if you take all the songs that they've had, covers that they play frequently, the songs they had unreleased, and the stuff they had for whatever albums were out at that time. They've never played more than 75% of the songs, even back when they hardly had any songs to begin with. So the band has never played more than 75% of the catalog. You can't say that for the early days of Fish or the Grateful Dead, where they were doing all sorts of stuff left and right, okay? DMB is never going to be that band like that, okay? So don't complain about something that's always been a part of DMB. If you're mad that your girl has a quick temper, or you're mad that your man has no motivation and you married them, that's on you, okay? Number 3. Complain about the newer songs flooding the set list and those newer songs not having the lasting power of the older songs. This piggybacks on my last point. When the Stone is played 2 times out of 3 times in Hartford, Connecticut, that was, I believe, 99 during the riots, okay, you can see that that's a great song. Of course you want the Stone 2 out of 3 nights. That's dope. But who wants Samurai Cop 2 nights out of 3? And look, that's a song that emotionally grabs me because I remember when certain kids were born and now they're 18 years old and they're going to college. And I was like, man, I used to babysit you when I was in high school. Anyway, that's not the point. But it's a thing here where fans think that the issue is, they changed up their sets. No, the sets are the same. They play a lot of their recent material frequently, but the new material is not as good as the old material, okay? The old material it just has that staying power. The newer material, I could do without it. I don't want to hear Mercy anymore. I don't want to hear If Only anymore. I know they went away, they could stay away. I don't want to hear 7 on another bonus track disc ever, okay? They can still play it, but when you make a bonus track disc for the live tracks in Deer Creek that was released last year, and we get 7, wow, like that was a bad idea, okay? But complain about the new songs not having the same impact as the older songs. That's really what people are upset about, but they just don't know how to articulate it. They don't know how to articulate that the fact that the newer songs are flooding the set list, that's less likely the odds are that you're going to get some of the older songs, okay? The band is playing about just around the 40 to 50% of their catalog the last couple tours, or about 44 to 44%, I would say. If you look at DMB Almanac, they played around 44% of their catalog in 2016 and 2018, okay? So they're playing less of their catalog year by year, and there's more new songs. The odds are not in your favor, okay? This was the Hunger Games. All the good songs will be dead. I didn't even watch the Hunger Games. I don't know why I just said that, okay? Number 4, don't knock the band for playing generic sets in front of passive crowds, okay? This goes back to the first 2 shows. This is going to go for the festivals that they're doing now. Something in the Water, I'm going to spoil alert. It was going to be a generic set. Don't Drink the Water, Samurai Cop, Satellite, all that stuff would have been there, okay? It would have been a generic set. People would have complained about it, but it got rained out, okay? They're doing this because for the one thing I give the band credit for is this. They know the crowd they're playing in front of. When they go to Pensacola, Florida, they are not going to play Shotgun. You know why? Because back in 2016, they played Shotgun in Wichita, Kansas. Now you watch on Copper Pot's page. Just search Shotgun DMB Wichita, Kansas, or Shotgun DMB 2016 Kansas. You will see people in the pit just standing there like, okay, what is this? I'm going to the bathroom. You can look at the crowd shots from that show. But even before Shotgun was played, there was empty seats across the venue. It didn't land well. The point is, you don't play Shotgun and Dreaming Tree and A Dream So Real in the middle of a fan base that doesn't know what they're doing. Pensacola, Florida, fans were sitting down. Fans left early. Fans were going crazy for Ants marching, but they didn't care about Raven. My boy John Dix, who was there, explained all this to me and showed me photos that proved what he was saying. So when they go to these shows in Jacksonville, in Pensacola, they're doing just what they did last year in Orange Beach, Alabama, and what they used to do in Austin, Texas. They're playing generic sets. Ticket prices on StubHub were mad cheap for Pensacola. Jacksonville, the pit was expensive, but the rest of the sections were below face value on StubHub the week and the day and the night of the show. So they're gonna have a lot of fans who have never been there. A lot of fans have only been to one show. A lot of fans that only know Ants Marching and Satellite and Don't Drink the Water. So what are they gonna do? Play those sets. To DMB's credit, they played a Cortez with Susan Tedeschi out of nowhere. And to DMB's credit, they played a Raven for their first show here in North America for the summer tour. Okay, even though it's spring, we call it the summer tour, which is still weird. But they played Raven, okay? So they're given certain gems here and there, but the rest of the sets are going to be generic because the fan base that's there, they're not really true. They're fans, but they're not fans that have actually been to more than a couple of shows, most of them. There's still the diehard crazies here and there spread out, but a lot of the fans just don't know a lot of the catalog. So you don't freaking play Shotgun in Pensacola, Florida, folks. All right, number 5. Be mad that Dave is too insecure to sing his most vulnerable, incomplete work. That's what you should be complaining about. You see, the thing is this. He plays all this stuff in Saratoga Springs. Number 40's played, JTR's busted out. He plays a fish tender in some of the more popular venues, including Charlottesville Night 2. He played a What You Are and a Cortez at MSG Night 1. Night 1, not even Night 2, okay? So there is a lot of cool things coming out. But one thing that you can't complain about is so many partials and incomplete songs have been scrapped. Break Free and Break For It, for instance. Now, Columbus got, some special stuff. I got Kill the King and Mohegan. But very rarely do these incomplete, non-fully published songs get onto the set list. Blackjack doesn't get on anymore. I got that back in May of 2012. Okay, these are some of the best songs that Dave has ever written and orchestrated with his band. But he doesn't like playing them. He's insecure about the incompleteness and lack of final finish and final touches to these songs. So he doesn't play them. You know what was better? Gray Street before he actually had the final lyrics. You know what was better? JTR the first year it came out. Okay? You know what's better? Gray Street and Don't Drink the Water's slower tempos. You know what was better? Leave Me Praying in some ways was better than Don't Drink the Water. But he had to finish it. You stupid Dave. Why'd you finish the song? But that's my point. His most vulnerable, Toy Soldiers and A Dream So Real, all these great ideas that are not fully finished, he does not like to play that much. So you don't really get it that much. Sugar Will, Crazy Easy. These are songs that are superior to much of Away From the World, that are superior to much of Come Tomorrow, and even a lot of Big Whiskey is inferior to the incomplete songs from 2004 and 2005 and 2006 and whenever the other songs were written. But Dave does not like playing them. He does not like being vulnerable. He does not like to make mistakes. But the best Dave songs are where he fumbles the lyrics and makes them up on the fly. So that's what you should be mad about. Now, overall, I'm saying this somewhat with sarcasm because you really should know what the band's going to have. Either go to more shows, go to less shows if you're upset with the way the band is going, or go to the popular venues because they telegraph, hey, at SPAC, Alpine, Gorge, we're going to play all that other stuff. The other shows, it's going to be a pretty standard cliche set no matter what you get for as far as song selection. But if you like the band the way it is, go to shows. If you don't like the way the band is, don't go to shows or go to less shows. Again, if we know that the players we love, like when Allen Iverson's at the end of his career as a Sixers fan, or when Eric Lindros had a bunch of concussions and I knew that he was tapering off, same with Keith Primo, I understood, okay, this guy is not the same. Many of you who are complaining about Setlists understand your favorite player is tapering off. He's not the same person he is. Giants fans know Eli Manning is not as good. Now, they won't tell you that. Personally, they think he's still the best player ever in 2019, but they know that he's not the same. But somehow, when it comes to music, we don't treat music the same way we treat our sports, okay? And that's why people don't realize DMB is at the end. People don't want him to tour. Don't tour. Someone said, oh, if you can't play all these crazy set lists, I don't want to see you go out like this. DMB is not, they obviously, Boyd has issues, but the rest of the band is pretty sober and pretty happy. They're not strung out on drugs. They don't have 50 baby mamas. They're in good spirits. They're happy. Their lives are actually going right. Dave has been tormented by death and sadness and betrayal in his life, and he's finally happy, and that's why a lot of the music is happy. And sure, the best music from DMB is the sad, angry stuff. But let Dave be happy on stage. Let him dance the Jimmy thing, even though we don't want to hear it for 17 minutes. Be happy with what you have. Still express your opinion, but just be understanding of where Dave is in his life. Be understanding that when you go to Pensacola, Florida, they're not going to freaking play Dreaming Tree because half of the audience has never even heard of some of the, like, what would you say, let alone Dreaming Tree. All they know is ants marching. So that's all I got for today. It's your boy ConcertViz34. Like, comment, subscribe. IG ConcertViz34. Twitter ConcertViz34. YouTube ConcertViz34. Agree, disagree, comment. Let me know what you think. I'm out. Peace.